Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Eduard. It's a limited edition in 1/48 scale, and moreover it comes in a new styling. So you can see that we have Eduard logo, we have name of the kit, it's a Spitfire story Southern Sun, and we also have this new sign limited edition. As you can see, it will be applied from now on all limited edition kits. We have quite nice box art here, and you can guess that this limited edition is aimed on Spitfire Mk.V. Mark 5. You see, I remember these comments, but Mark 5B and Mark 5C in a 1/48 scale, and this is a new tool from Eduard which was released last year, but now it comes as a dual combo, so you will be able to copy both versions. And we have a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. So first of all, box size is standard for such release. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have nice box art, as I said before. Here on the side you can see 10 marking options which are included into this kit. So as you remember, this is a dual combo and you will be able to copy 2 out of these 10. And on the opposite side you can see also short list of the features in case you missed it. So here we have 2 plastic sets with all necessary accessories, decals for 10 markings, and also 1 set of the Brustin wing tips, which might be handy for a fine result on your model. So let's open it. It's a top opening box. And because this is a dual combo, we will be checking only 1 set of sprues because they're more or less identical. I can see that, for example, wing parts are supplied just only on 2 sprues. The same applies to the fuselage halves. So I'm opening now the first plastic bag and we will talk about these parts in a bit more detailed way. So just give me a second to place aside the plastic bag. And first of all, I suggest we start with wing parts. So here we have quite interesting things because overall design, I would say it's typical for aircraft kit. You can see that we have 2 top panels and 1 bottom. Note that flaps are pre-molded, so in case you would like to have them dropped on your aircraft, then you will have to get an aftermarket PE set, otherwise it will be impossible to do. And ailerons are separate, wingtips are separate. We have attachment points also on the leading edges. That's where you have to be careful. And if I zoom in, you can see that external features, they look quite nice on both top and bottom parts. If I flip it over, you can also notice that we have some minor features for the main wheel wells, while the overall structure of the main wheel wells, it will be assembled out of separate parts, so be ready for that. There are a lot of parts involved, but it's not such a difficult process. And I think with some due care you can get a nice result. Next we continue with fuselage halves, so just give me a second to get one of the sprues. Here we have 2 fuselage halves, both are molded together with a tail fin and both are molded together with these top cowling covers, which is in my opinion not that cool because you have to be extra careful in this quite noticeable area. And here you can take a closer look at the external features, they look nice. And of course you can also upgrade some of the elements. I mean, for example, if you would like to have open cockpit, you can use slightly different parts from the kit and open the door or hatch. And cockpit is also assembled separately, it is inserted from inside. Do not forget that you can replace it with the original Brustin upgrade, which will bring even more features. And that's something I recommend to modelers who are, let's say, experienced enough to work with such sophisticated resin kit, and they would like to open their cockpit on their model. Believe me, in 1/48 scale it makes a noticeable difference, and I think it's worth investing money into such thing. Next we continue with the clear plastic sprue. So each clear frame is packed into separate plastic bag, and molding quality seems to be fine. I like that parts look like real glass, I would say. And because this is a limited edition, we have also masks included, so there is nothing to worry about. Of course you can copy the open cockpit with these parts, and overall I like the quality of these elements. Next we continue with slightly bigger plastic sprues, so just give me a second to open another plastic bag. It's a bit tricky to open, but we will do it right now. Okay, So first of all, I would like to show you this sprue, because here we have several exhaust types and also several types of tail wings, as well as propellers. So of course you won't be able to use them all, some of them will stay in your spare parts box, so it's really a handy thing for modelers who like scratch building. And of course they won't be, something what we will complain about, because it's always good to get some extra bits out of the box. Now I'm trying to get the second plastic sprue, because this one is more concerned with external elements. And here we have quite large, I would say, fuselage panels. So for example, these panels, chin panels, they are assembled out of two halves, for example, in this version, but then we have two other versions which are supplied as a one-piece part, so it's quite interesting approach, I would say. We have also external under the fuselage tank. We have separate machine gun barrels, landing gear doors, landing gear struts here. So everything looks fine. I mean, even these thinnest parts, if I zoom in, you can see that they're nicely molded and shaped, so it's just a matter of careful separation. And of course it's better to use the right tools, I would say, because do not be fooled by the quality. It's still necessary to handle them with the care. It's not because the plastic is not that good, it's because some parts are really tricky to get into the right spot with bare fingers, so that's why it's better to use all the necessary tools which you can get, of course. Next we continue with the last pair of gray plastic sprues. So here we have cockpit elements. And maybe I'll zoom in a bit, so you can see that we have cockpit walls here. We also have the bulkheads, we have another type of the exhaust, another type of the propellers, and these parts will be used for the main wheel wells. So overall parts division, I would say, is quite logical, if we can say so. So there is now, you will not find any unpleasant surprises, and it should be relatively easy to work with them. And of course, the cockpit, again, I remind you that you can upgrade it with Bryson upgrade set. Why I'm repeating it again? Because it's a quite impressive product, and in my opinion it's something what is worth getting, especially for a limited edition kit. If you plan to build both aircraft, it will be also a notable thing to do one aircraft completely, let's say, detailed with resin, and another one built only from plastic and PE, just to see the difference. So here we have the last gray plastic sprue, and here you'll find, for example, landing gear wheels. Of course you can replace them with Bryson parts. And next we continue with rudder types. We have also tail wings, we have ailerons, separate ones. And everything looks good. These are, by the way, the cockpit doors, so you will be able to open them. And next I can show you the small bonus for this limited edition. So as you remember, there are special resin parts which are included into this kit, so they should be handy with the wingtips. And as you can see, they are 3D printed. It looks quite impressive, so they should be directly compatible with original plastic parts. It's just a matter of inserting these parts into the wing, but they look great, and I don't think you'll have any issues here. Next we continue with the various bonuses. So we have P parts and we have also masks. First of all, I will show you these pre-cut stickers. I would say they're typical for Eduard. This is something what you would expect from this brand. They are nicely cut, pre-cut, let's say, so they are ready to be used straight out of the box. And another thing is the PE fret. So there are one PE fret for each model. And as usual for 1/48 scale, we have also glazing on the dials, so you can notice it if I flip it like this. And of course, pre-painted parts, they will be handy in the cockpit area, so definitely go for it, install them all. Do not be lazy with the tiniest bits, because it's really, I would say, important thing in this scale, and it copies a lot of control elements as well, by the way. Now I'm opening large plastic bag with decal sheets, so just give me a second to take them out, because here we have, as far as I can see, 4 decal sheets. Yes, 4. So we have 2 of them dedicated to stencils, And as you can see, of course, 4 of the decal sheets are printed in Eduard, so there is nothing to worry about in terms of quality. And I will show you first this decal sheet with the stencils. Okay, so here it is. And again, I always say with these symbols, do not be lazy, apply them all on your model because it will only benefit your build. And of course it might be a bit tedious, but it's worth it, and I think you won't lose a lot of time because this decal should be easy to apply. Why I'm a bit confused now, because I'm checking the next decal sheet, and as you can see here we have segmentation, which is really cool because it will be handy in case of this kit which we are checking today. We have a lot of marking options, so that's why it's handy to have the portions of the necessary decals without the need to go through the decal sheet to get this or that symbol. But then on the next one we do not have any segmentation. Here we have only the national insignia, but still they look quite great. Of course you can replicate roundos with masks if you have such roundo masks, but even these decals, they look great. And as you remember, there are 2 ways to apply Eduard decals, so you can get even more impressive appearance if you're brave enough. Next we continue with the assembly manual, and this one is surprisingly thick, I would say, so let's zoom out and check what is inside. It comes as a cover printed brochure. We have nice cover just like on the box art. Oh, so we have the article inside about aircraft which are copied in this kit. As you can see, it is printed on several pages, and then we start with assembly process of the Spitfire Mk.V drop. So assembly begins with the cockpit, and next we proceed with cockpit gets assembled fully. As you can see, it will be a separate cockpit subassembly. Then it gets inserted in between fuselage halves, and we start working on the wing. We assemble main wheel wells, we assemble tail fairing. Here we work on the air intakes on the wing. Also we decide which chin panel we'll install. It will depend on the marking option you choose. Maybe I'll close the lenses a bit more so that it won't be that bright for you. And next we start working on the landing gear. And by the way, you can upgrade the landing gear legs with the bronze parts, which is also quite good feature. Next we continue with cockpit parts. Canopy gets its own P portion, let's say. And then we also decide on the exhaust, which will depend on the marking option you choose. Here you have the parts used for the closed canopy. As you can see, these are slightly different. And again, next we have assembly manual, one more for Spitfire Mk.V drop. So as you can see, pretty much the same sequence. We start with the cockpit, then we proceed with wing parts. Then we start working on the tail fairing. And as far as I remember, Spitfire kit from Eduard is really easy to assemble. I wouldn't say that it's like a shake and bake it kit, let's say, but still with some experience you should get a really nice model. And here we start with the marking guide. So that's the first aircraft from 1943. It comes in this tropical camouflage. Next we continue with another one from March 1944, quite interesting lightning on the fuselage. Next we have aircraft from March, April 1943 with clipped wings, by the way. Another one with clipped wings from July 1943. One more from February 1943, but with normal wings, if we can say so. Next we have aircraft from Sicily 1943. Here we continue with Italy. It's October 1943. Next, blue aircraft, quite interesting marking option. It's from Malta, May-June 1943. One more with a green propeller hub. This one comes from I cannot read it upside down, but it comes from October 1943. Give me a second. It's from Trobriand Islands. So, and also note the white tail painting. And here we have the last marking option. It is from Australia, May 1945. 10 marking options, just to remind you. And next we continue with the stenciling guide. And the small ad for the all possible accessories which you can get for this model. As I said, the choice is really wide, so just decide what you would like to have on your model and definitely get at least some of them, because it will be quite an interesting experience and should be worth it also in a visual, let's say, aspect of this build. So this kit should be already available, but it's a limited edition and it's better to hurry if you would like to get one. Of course, I'll be happy to hear your opinion about such a list. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!